Hi everybody, Kaiwaza with you. I hope you're having a good week. And it's time yet for another installment of our video series of showing you my Hawaiian record or Hawaiian vinyl collection. We're on the letter H. We're getting close to the end of the letter H, so let's check out some more records today. Alright, so up first we have Paradise Isle, Songs of the Islands by Eddy Howard. Now, Eddy Howard is an American, kind of easy listening, whatever, singer. And this album is on Mercury, I believe. Yes, Mercury. And I really love this clip art. If you have a lot of Hawaiian, if you've come across a lot of Hawaiian budget labels, I'm sure you've seen this clip art. However, this is because they use it a lot, so I don't know why they used it on this, because this is not a budget label. But anyway, this is the only instance I have of this particular graphic with all three dancers. On the budget labels, every time they use it, they only seem to have like these two. And this one has the third. And I particularly love this because, I mean, obviously these ladies are just sort of jumping around. I mean, they're not really hula dancing because they would all be together in the same movement if they were. And the one in the middle is dancing, but the two on the side, I don't know what they're doing, but that's not hula dancing. But that's okay. We love it. Anyway, this album has kind of the standard selection, Sweet Leilani and Hawaiian Wedding Song and that sort of thing. Well, I guess it doesn't have Hawaiian Wedding Song on it, but anyway, Little Brown Gal, Hukilau, To You Sweetheart, Aloha, the regular songs. What makes this album different is that the backup musicians are Carl Kalani and his Paradise Islanders. And that really made a big difference for this album because with the addition of them, this album became much more Hawaiian sounding. A lot of times when an easy listening artist will do a Hawaiian album, it really, I mean, it has steel guitar and it'll have an orchestra, and I enjoy it and I like it, but it doesn't really have like the sound that Hawaiian musicians would actually create, whereas this album does. So it kind of, in a way, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you're familiar with a lot of the Bing Crosby Hawaiian albums, but he did quite a few albums and quite a few bit of Hawaiian music like in the 40s, and he used Lonnie McIntyre and Sam Cooke and a lot of actual Hawaiian musicians as his vocalists and backup bands, and as a consequence, those recordings actually have a much more Hawaiian feel to it. This album has a very Hawaiian feel to it, and it's a very nice album. So, Paradise Isle, Eddy Howard. Now, the rest of the albums I'm showing in this video are all from the same group, one group, because they were quite prolific, and a Hawaiian collection would be incomplete if you were collecting actual Hawaiian music without some recordings from the Hui Ohana. Hui Ohana was a very beloved group and very well-known group here in the islands. Hui means group or a gathering of people. Ohana is family, so family group. And in fact, this is a family group. A set of twins and a cousin. I'll show you in the next album because there's a better picture of them. I believe I have these in the order that they were released, I think. These guys, this one is from 1973 on the Lehua label. Really beautiful singing, amazing harmonies, beautiful falsetto from Dennis Pavao in particular, who's one of the group members. No Hawaiian steel guitar, they just used like the regular slack key guitar and Spanish guitar. The next album, I think this is next, 1974, Hui Ohana Kikolu, and this features the twins' mother, Tina Ka'apana, was the first recording for her. Now this is a better picture of them. These two are twins, Ledward and Nedward Ka'apana, and then this is a cousin, Dennis Pavao. Amazing falsetto singer, amazing falsetto singer. They just, recorded a lot of very classic songs in a very beautiful style. Now this one features Tina Ka'apana. This was her first recording, and she did do some solo work. 1975 is the next one, and this is Hui Ohana live at the Sounds of Hawaii studio. So as you can probably figure out, this is a live studio recording with a bit of an audience there. It's hard, for me to really talk about the songs or pick out one song or whatever, because it would sort of just be a personal preference, and their version of Love Song of Kalua is beautiful. I like E Ku'ule, E Ku'uipo, but there's so many, any songs that you could pick. They just put out wonderful, wonderful music. This one also, I think there were several done in 75. Is it more than one? Yeah, this one's 75 also. Hui Ohana from Kalapana to Waikiki. Now they, are kind of grassroots and starting out, and they became very successful and were performing in various venues and in Waikiki. So they were commercially, not just culturally, but they were like commercially very successful as well. Hui Ohana Ono, which just means like delicious. This one is from 1976. Magic Island is a really beautiful song. Hanalei Moon, their version's quite famous. I believe they took a trip to Tahiti, as some Hawaiian musicians sometimes do on cultural exchanges. Hawaii, Tahiti, Poki Records, 1977, this one. Mostly Hawaiian songs and a few Tahitian songs. Some of them written by the group members on inspiration of their journey. A couple more here. Aloha Pumehana from Hui Ohana, Poki Records, 1978. Lullaby, I love that song. And if you're just looking, to hear what they sound like, you really can't go wrong. Any record that you would pick would be wonderful, because all of their albums were in fact wonderful. Young Hawaii plays Old Hawaii. This one there's no date on this one, but I'm not sure what order this came in. And then they were silent for a long time. They didn't do anything. They just kind of stopped recording. And I was working at KCCN Radio at the time, when in 1987 they reappeared and put out a recording. And we were all, I can't even tell you how excited everybody was that Hui Ohana was coming back. And they released just a self-titled LP called Hui Ohana in 1987. And it is absolutely a beautiful recording, this time on Paradise Productions. Absolutely beautiful recording. Pua Carnation, such a beautiful song. Kapili Oha, Pua Okamakahala. Kanania Oka'u, I love that song. And it's not recorded that often, and they did such a beautiful version of it. Also then, Dennis Pavao went solo and did some absolutely beautiful solo recordings, absolutely beautiful. And unfortunately passed away, I think at 48, I believe. He had a heart attack. And such a loss, but we'll get to his recordings when we come to the letter P. So for Hui Ohana, this is their LP output. So let's listen to some samples.
Nature fashioned roses kissed with dew, sweet and honey, and she plays them in a bower. Soffrile la mia con amore, she knows it all. So I deny your kiss is so sweet. Mama, it's you I see, reaching out at the top of the mountains, where your beauty's heavenly. I'd rather be home next to thee, Nana Cooley. Sweet Lady
So I hope you enjoyed those needle drops, some beautiful music from Hui Ohana, don't you think? Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I've done plenty and there's plenty more to come, so catch up with all the Hawaiian vinyl action. And I hope you have a good week, and we will see you next time. Okay.